I think, as you know, that PIA is a national airline, and everybody's sentiment is attached to it. All the Pakistanis, they want PIA to see to attain greater height. So the leadership of Pakistan, they in fact asked the local entrepreneurs to look at this and consider to acquire the PIE under the privatization program. So we volunteered along with others, and then finally, through a very transparent bidding process, we were able to win the bid. And in fact, inshallah, we'll be taking it over today. There was a signing ceremony of the agreements, and soon we'll be then taking over the airline. There, the plan is to, in fact, improve the services of PIA, particularly for the users, and that includes the cleaning, the cabin services, the check-in counter, the uniforms, and catering, seats, etc., etc. So these are the initial attempts, which in fact we would try to develop in a aircrafts, which in fact which are already in operation. Then again, we are in fact trying to revamp the aircrafts which are not under service, and that we believe in a period of about 6 to 8 months time, we'll be able to revive about 8 aircrafts which are not at this moment of time in service. So that the one state. The other is that we are in negotiation with Boeing and with Airbus to increase the number of aircrafts. So presently the aircraft availability market is very tight. So if you want to book a new aircraft, the delivery of that aircraft will be available in 2031, 2032. So we are in negotiation with them. If we place the orders to them, the new aircraft, they would then provide us the second-hand aircrafts, 5 years, 6 year, 8 year, 10 years old aircraft, which they will be in fact giving us on lease until we are able to acquire the new aircraft. So that I think would then increase the capacity of the airline to service the more routes and more passengers. Presently, there is a lot of demand, and particularly for long haul flights like UK and Canada, etc. So where we will be then able to increase their frequency of the flights. Presently, Canada's flights are thrice in a week, and they plan to, in fact, start London flights in March, and similarly for Manchester, they are also having 3 flights in a week. So we would then try to increase it and bring it to a daily flight for these destinations. There is a lot of demand there. So this is the and see the amount which in fact new investors are investing into the company. You see, the transaction size is of 180 billion rupees, which is the largest in the history of Pakistan. The previous largest was 155 billion transaction of PTCL. This is larger than PTCL of 180 billion. So out of that 180 billion, 55 billion will go to the government, to the sellers, and 125 billion would go into the company. So that would be about 450 million dollars worth of capital. So that will then allow airline to in fact buy the new aircraft and bring more aircraft on lease, and then they will be able to in fact invest in the maintenance of the aircrafts. You see the conditions at this moment of PIA aircrafts are not that good, so that we will then focus on that the conditions of the aircrafts are improved. We will then be putting new carpets, we will be putting new seats, we will be putting the entertainment instruments within the aircraft, make available to them and then we will also improve the catering as well. So and cleaning, etc. And the attitude of the cabin staff would also be, we would ensure that it also improves and it's user friendly. So these are the area where we would then be focusing on. Yes, you see, by end of current year, we will be able to take 18 aircraft to 24 aircrafts, and then within 3 years' time, we will take it to 38 aircrafts. and within 5 years, we in fact are targeting to increase it to 60 aircrafts. Yeah, you see, as you know, that the perception about PIA was very negative, and the leadership of Pakistan, both the Prime Minister and Field Marshal, they in fact invited Pakistani businessmen, and they said that though there is demand from the friendly countries to acquire the PIA, but we don't want to give PIA to them. We want the local investors to acquire it and run it. So that was their initial invitation, and then they held a meeting with 10, 12 entrepreneurs, in which we were also one of them, and we then agreed to look into this opportunity. So we started working on this, and we consider ourselves very fortunate that we were able to win the bid, and that we in fact would be contributing for the national pride, because PIA had a very good track record previously. In 60s and 70s, PIA used to be a leading airline. At one time, PIA was the second best airline of the world, and then the PIA was very much helpful in creating Emirates Airline, Singapore Airline, and Malta Airline. So we had a very good human resource, and still I believe we have good professionals. But there is a, in fact, lack of ownership spirit. We will in fact try to put that ownership spirit into them, and I believe that Pakistanis individually are very professional, and they can deliver. So that we will try to develop that culture, so that they can have a good platform to express themselves and to deliver. So these would be the ideas after we acquire the airline control. I say, as far as the privatization process is concerned, that was very, very investor friendly. Investor friendly. This time they listened to the investors, and they structured the transaction in such a way that the private sector can participate. And this whole process was in fact carried out in a very, very transparent manner, and the Prime Minister was very much conscious about that, and he had given the instruction. And the Privatization Commission itself, in fact, had dealt this transaction very, very professionally. You see, now one thing which, in fact, before I give answer to this question, that to have a PIA, a successful airline, this airline would continue to looking towards the government for their help and support, because there are a number of regulatory matters and other issues and taxation issues, uh, particularly to the travelers. They will have to rationalize them in order to, in fact, encourage Pakistani people to use the airline journey. So that is one thing. The other thing, which in fact I believe, is that the government, in fact, also uh, uh, have the interest in the growth of the airline, because the government objective should not be of making money out of it. Their objective should be facilitating the passengers. So, unfortunately, there was a time that PIA's market share was very, very high in 70s and 80%. Now it has come down to 20%. So we will have to work hard to increase the market share from this 20% to. So for that, we will need capital, we'll need the expertise, we will need the international support, we'll also need the government support for this as well.